The John Wilson Orchestra are setting up camp in the Royal Albert Hall, so get your bandanas and your breeches at the ready for a Rodgers and Hammerstein classic. Welcome to Oklahoma at the BBC Proms. Hello from me, Katie Derham, and the whole Proms team here at the Royal Albert Hall, where we are in for a darn good time this evening. Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein, creators of Carousel, South Pacific and The Sound of Music, one of the most famous musical writing partnerships in history, marked their first major collaboration and their first runaway hit with the stage musical Oklahoma back in 1943. The rural setting, celebrating farming life rather than urban glamour, really struck a chord with an American public who'd endured the Great Depression and the devastating Dust Bowl storms of the 1930s, as well as the ongoing Second World War. Oklahoma evoked a more optimistic time, and it was very much welcomed. And it's not hard to see why. The story is delightfully uncomplicated. It's the early 1900s, and we're on a ranch in Oklahoma territory. The skies above are blue, and the corn's as high as an elephant's eye. And fun-loving matriarch Aunt Ella is on her porch doing the washing. Curly, a local cowboy, comes to call, and so ensues a folk tale revolving around the simple question, who will take our heroine, Laurie, to the dance? Laurie and singing cowboy Curly are childhood friends, and they seem destined to be together, but they go out of their way to avoid their mutual attraction. Meanwhile, ranch hand Judd Fry has developed a dark obsession for Laurie, which soon causes trouble. Widely regarded as a groundbreaking work of its time, Oklahoma is often cited as the first musical to weld together song and story and dance in real harmony. And here at the Royal Albert Hall, the John Wilson Orchestra is joined by a spectacular hand-picked cast to bring this much-loved story to life. And I saw the performance this afternoon, and I can tell you, you're all in for a rip-roaring treat. So, let us get a wiggle on and await the arrival on stage of John Wilson, conductor of this orchestra that's become such a fixture at the Proms in the last few years. And there is the leader, Michael Traynor, taking a bow to a very excited crowd here, packed hall. And any minute now, the man himself will appear. John Wilson, who first conducted this work when he was 14 years old. Can you believe it? There he is. Enormously popular figure here at the Proms. So, to conduct this newly edited, reconstructed score of the original Broadway version of Oklahoma.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Hi, Aunt Eller.
Scare me to death. What are you doing round here?
Well, I come a-singing to you. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow, he's laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
If I wasn't an old woman and you weren't so young and smart alecky, why, I'd marry you and get you to sit around at night and sing to me.
No, you wouldn't neither, because I wouldn't marry you, nor none of your kinfolk I could help it.
Oh, none of my kinfolk, huh?
And you can tell them that, all of them, including that niece of yours, Miss Lori Williams. Aunt Eller, if you was to tell me where Laura was at, where would you tell me she was at?
I wouldn't tell you at all, for as far as I can make out, Lori ain't paying you no heed.
She don't take to me much, huh? Where'd you get such a uppity niece that wouldn't pay no heed to me? Who's the best bronc buster in this here territory?
You, I bet.
And the best bulldogger in 17 counties. Me, that's who. And looky here, I'm handsome, ain't I?
Purty as a pitcher.
Curly-headed, ain't I? And bow-legged from the saddle for God knows how long, ain't I?
Couldn't stop a pig in the road.
What more does she want then? The damn she-mule?
I don't know, but I'm sure certain it ain't you. Who are you taking to the box social tonight?
I ain't thought much about it.
Bet you come over to ask Lori.
What if I did?
You asking me too? I wear my fascinator.
You too.
Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, I thought you were somebody. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Is this all that's come a-calling? And it's already 10 o'clock of a Saturday morning.
You knowed it was me before you opened the door.
No such of a thing.
You did too. You heard my voice, and you knowed it was me.
I heard a voice talking rumbly along with Aunt Eller, and I heard someone singing like a bullfrog in a pond.
You knowed it was me, so you sitting there thinking up something mean to say. I'm a good mind not to ask you to the box social.
Well, if you did ask me, I wouldn't go with you. Besides, how'd you take me? You ain't bought a new buggy with red wheels onto it, have you?
No, I ain't.
And a spanking team with the bridles all a-jingling?
No.
You expect me to ride on behind old Dunn, I guess. You better ask that old Cummins girl you took such a shine to over across the river.
If I was to ask you, they'd be a way to take you, Miss Lori Smarty.
Oh, they would?
When I take you out tonight with me, honey, here's the way it's gonna be. You will sit behind a team of snow-white horses in the slickest gig you ever see.
Lance!
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey. When I take you out in the Surrey with the fringe on top. Watch that fringe and see how it flutters when I drive them high-stepping strutters. Nosy pokes will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop. Are yellow, the upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With isinglass curtains you can roll right down in case things are changing the weather. Two bright side lights winking and blinking, ain't no finer rig I'm a-thinking. You can keep your rig if you're thinking that I'd care to swap for that shiny little Surrey with a fringe on the top.
Would you say the fringe was made of silk?
I wouldn't have no other kind but silk.
Has it really got a team of snow-white horses?
One's like snow, the other's more like milk.
So's you can tell them apart.
All the world will fly in a flurry when I take you out in the Surrey. When I take you out in the Surrey with a fringe on top. When we hit that road, hell for leather, cats and dogs will dance in the heather. Birds and frogs will sing all together, and the toads will hop. The wind will whistle as we rattle along. The cows will in the clover. The river will ripple out a whispered song and whisper it over and over. Don't you wish it'd go on forever? Don't you wish it'd go on forever? Don't you wish it'd go on forever and it never stop? In that shiny little Surrey with a fringe on the top.
You'd sure feel like a queen sitting up in that carriage.
Only she talked so mean to me a while back, ain't Eller? I'm a good mind not to take her.
Ain't said I was going.
I ain't asked you.
Where'd you get such a rig at anyway?
Well,
I bet he went and hired a rig over to Claremore thinking I'd go with him.
that's all you know about it.
Spent all his money hiring a rig and now ain't got nobody to ride in it.
Have to. Did not hire it. I made the whole thing up. Out of my head.
What? Made it up?
Dashboard and all.
Good over the place, Joe. Ella, make yourself get out of here telling me lies.
Making up a few purties ain't again no law I know of. Don't you wish there was such a rig, though? And then you could go to that play party and do a hoedown till morning if you was a mind to. And then when you was all wore out, I'd lift you onto the Surrey and jump up alongside of you. And we could just point the horses home. I can just picture the whole thing. I can see the stars getting blurry when we ride back home in the Surrey, riding slowly home in the Surrey with a fringe on top. I can feel the day getting older, feel a sleepy head near my shoulder, nodding, drooping, close to my shoulder till it falls kerplop. The sun is swimming on the rim of a hill. The moon is taking a header. And just as I'm thinking all the earth is still, a lark will wake up in the meadow. Hush, you bird, my baby's a-sleepin'. Maybe got a dream worth a-keepin'. Oh, you teen, just keep a-creepin' at a slow clip, clop. Don't you hurry with the surrey, with the fringe on the top.
Only there ain't no such rig. You just said you made the whole thing up.
Well,
Why'd you come around here with your stories and your lies, getting me all worked up that way, talking about the sun swimming on the hill and all like it was so. I want to ride alongside you anyway.
Why don't you just grab her and kiss her when she acts that way, Curly? She's just aching for you too, I bet.
I won't even allow her to speak to me, let alone kiss me. The bragging, bow-legged, wish it had a sweetheart bum.
Lori!
She likes you. Quite a lot.
If she liked me any more, she'd sick the dogs on to me.
Hey, you get the wagon hitched up?
What wagon?
There's a whole crowd of folks coming down from Bushyhead for the box social.
Curly said maybe you'd loan us your big wagon to bring him up from the station.
Course I would, if he'd asked me.
We got to talking about a lot of other things. I'll go hitch up the wagon now if you say it's all right.
See what we brung you, Aunt Ella?
Hi, Will. What happened up at the fair? You do any good in the steer roping?
I did pretty good. I won it.
Nobody can sling a rope like our territory boys.
I can't stay but a minute, Aunt Eller. I gotta get over to Ado Annie. Don't you remember? Her pa said if I was ever worth $50, I could have her.
$50? That what they give you for prize money?
That's what?
Lands, if Ado Annie's pa keeps his promise, we'll be dancing at your wedding.
If he don't keep his promise, I'm gonna take her right from under his nose. And I won't give him the present I brung for him. Look, fellas, what I got for Ado Annie's pa. Excuse us, Aunt Eller. You hold it up to your eye like this. Then when you get a good look, you turn it around at the top, and the picture changes.
Oh, well, I'll be side-gated.
They call it the Little Wonder.
The hussy ought to be ashamed on herself. You too, Will. How'd you turn the thing to see the other picture? No, wait! I'm getting it. I'm a good mind to tell Ado Annie on ya.
Well, please don't, Aunt Eller. She wouldn't understand.
No telling what you've been up to. Bet you carried on plenty in Kansas City.
I wouldn't call it carrying on, but I sure did see some things I never see before. I got to Kansas City on a Friday. By Saturday, I learned a thing or two. For up to then, I didn't have an idea of what the modern world was coming to. I counted 20 gas buggies going by themselves almost every time I took a walk. Then I put my ear to a bell telephone and a strange woman started in to talk.
What next?
Yeah, what next? Everything's up to date in Kansas City. They gone about as far as they can go. They went and built a skyscraper 7 stories high, about as high as a building ought to grow. Everything's like a dream in Kansas City. It's better than a magic lantern show. You can turn the radiator on whenever you want some heat. With every kind of comfort, every house is all complete. You can walk to privies in the rain and never wet your feet. They've gone about as far as they can go.
Yes, sir! They've gone about as far as they can go.
Everything's up to date in Kansas City. They've gone about as far as they can go. They got a big theater they call a Burley Q. For 50 cents you can see a dandy show. One of the girls is fat and pink and pretty, as round above as she was round below. I could swear that she was padded from her shoulders to her heels. But later in the second act, when she began to peel, she proved that everything she had was absolutely real. She went about as far as she could go.
Yes, sir! She went about as far as she could go. What are you doing, Will?
This here's the two-step. All they're dancing nowadays, catch on to it. A 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 2. Come on, Aunt Eller.
And that's about as far as I can go.
Yes, sir! And that's about as far as she can go.
What you doing now, Will?
It's ragtime. Seen a couple city fellers doing it.
That's crazy.
Can't stop to talk. Gotta get over to Ado Annie. My God, $50.
All right, boys, time we get going. Thanks for the loan of the wagon, Aunt Ella. Come on, Curly.
I'll catch up with you. Aunt Eller, I got to know something. Who's the low, filthy sneak that Lori's got her cap set for?
You!
Never mind that. There must be plenty of men trying to spark her, and she surely leans to one of them now, don't she?
Well, there's that fine farmer, Jace Hutchins, just this side of Lone Elm. Then that old weather man at Claremore makes out he's a doctor or a veterinary.
That's what I thought. Hello, Judd.
Hello, yourself.
Then, of course, there's someone near a home that's got her on his mind most of the time till he don't know a plow from a threshing machine.
Him?
Yep, Judd Fry.
That bullet-colored growly man?
Now, don't you go say nothing again him. He's the best hired hand I ever had. Just about runs the farm by himself. Why, 2 women couldn't do it. You're to know that.
Lord, take up with a man like that?
I ain't said she took up with him.
But he's around all the time, ain't he? He lives here.
Out in the smokehouse.
Changed my mind about cleaning the hen house today. Gonna leave it till tomorrow. Gotta quit early because I'm driving Laurie over to the party tonight.
You're driving Lori.
Asked her.
Well, wouldn't that just make you bawl? Well, don't forget, Aunt Eller, you and me has got a date together. And if you make up a nice box of lunch, well, maybe I'll bid for it.
How are we going, Curly? In that rig you made up? I'll ride a straddle of them lights, a winking like lightning bugs.
That there ain't no made-up rig, you hear me? I hired it over to Claremore.
Lands, you did?
Sure did. Purty one, too. So, when I come a-calling for you right after supper, make sure you got your beauty spots fastened onto you proper so you don't lose them off, you hear? That's a right smart turnout. The wheels are yellow, the upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather. With isinglass curtains you can roll right down in case there's a change in the weather. Well, I'll see you tonight anyway, on the way back from the station. Ain't no finer rig I'm a-thinking that I'd care to swap for that shiny little Surrey with the fringe on the top.
Hey, Curly, tell all the girls at Bushy Head to stop by here and freshen up. It's a long way to Skidmore's. Well, that means we'll have a lot of company. Better pack your lunch hamper.
No, Aunt Eller, don't go to Skidmore's with Curly tonight. If you do, I'll have to ride with Judd all alone.
That's the way you wanted it, ain't it?
No, I did it because Curly was so fresh. I'm afraid to tell Judd I won't go with him. He'll do something terrible. He makes me shiver every time he gets close to me. You know that old smokehouse? You ever been down there?
Plenty of times. Why?
You seen them pictures he's got tacked onto the walls?
Oh, yeah, I see them, but don't you pay him no
Well,
mind.
there's something wrong inside him, Aunt Eller. I hook my door at night and I fasten my windows again it. And the sound of feet walking up and down onto that tree outside my room.
Lori,
I know what I'm talking about.
you crazy young'un. Stop acting like a chicken with its head cut off. Now, who do you reckon that is drove up? Why, it's that old peddler, the one that's told me that egg beater.
He's got Ado Annie with him. Will Parker's Ado Annie.
Old peddler, you know what he told me? Told me that egg beater would beat up eggs and wring out dish rags and turn the ice cream freezer and I don't know what all.
You, Ado Annie.
Hold your horses, peddler man! I want to talk to you.
Hi, Aunt Eller.
Hi yourself.
Hello, Lori. Will Parker's back from Kansas City. He's looking for you.
Will Parker! I didn't count on him being back so soon.
I can see that. Been riding a piece.
The peddler man's gonna drive me to the box social. I got up sort of a tasty lunch.
Ado Annie, have you took up with that peddler man?
Not yet.
But you promised to Will Parker, ain't you?
Not what you might say promised. I just told him maybe.
Well, don't you like him no more?
course I do. There won't never be nobody like Will.
Then what about the peddler man?
Oh, there won't never be nobody like him neither.
Which one do you like the best?
Whatever one I'm with.
You're silly.
Now, Laurie, don't you know, didn't nobody pay me no mind up till this year. Count of I was scrawny and flat as a beanpole. Then I kind of rounded up a little, and now the boys act different to me.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong, I like it. I like it so much when a fella talks purty to me. I get all shaky from horn to hoof. Don't you?
I can't think what you're talking about.
Don't you get kind of sorry for a fella when he looks at you like he wants to kiss you?
You just can't go around kissing every man that asks you. Didn't anybody ever tell you that?
Yeah, they told me. It ain't so much a question of not knowing what to do. I knowed what's right and wrong since I've been 10. I heard a lot of stories, and I reckon they are true, about how girls are put upon by men. I know I mustn't fall into the pit, but when I'm with a feller, I forget. I'm just a girl who can't say no. I'm in a terrible fix. I always say, come on, let's go, just when I ought to say nix. When a person tries to kiss a girl, I know she ought to give his face a smack. But as soon as someone kisses me, I somehow sort of want to kiss them back. I'm just a fool when lights are low. I can't be prissy and quaint, and I ain't the type that can faint. How can I be what I ain't? I can't say no. What you gonna do when a fella gets flirty and starts to talk purty? What you gonna do? Supposing that he says that your lips are like cherries or roses or berries, what you gonna do? Supposing that he says that you're sweeter than cream and he's gotta have cream or die, what you gonna do when he talks that way? Spit in his eye? I'm just a girl who can't say no, can't seem to say it at all. I hate to disappoint a beau when he is paying a call. For a while I act refined and cool, sitting on a velveteen settee. Then I think of that old golden rule and do for him what he would do for me. I can't resist a Romeo in a sombrero and chaps. Soon as I sit on their laps, something inside of me snaps. I can't say no. I'm just a girl who can't say no. Kissing's my favorite food. With or without the mistletoe, I'm in a holiday mood. Other girls are coy and hard to catch, but other girls ain't having any fun. Every time I lose a wrestling match, I have a funny feeling that I won. Though I can feel the undertow, I never make a complaint till it's too late for restraint. Then when I want to, I can't. It's like I told you, I get sorry for him.
Well, I wouldn't feel sorry for any man, no matter what.
I'm sure sorry for poor Allie Hackham now. Look at Aunt Ella cussing him out.
Allie Hackham? Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Persian.
You sure for certain you love him better than you love Will?
I was sure. And now while Will's come home, and first thing you know, he'll start talking purty to me and changing my mind back.
But Will wants to marry you.
So does Allie Hackham.
Did he ask you?
Not directly. But how I know is, he said to me this morning that he wanted for me to drive like that with him to the end of the world. Well, if we only drove as far as Catoosie, that'd take till sundown, wouldn't it? And then we'd have to go somewheres and be all night together. And being all night together means he wants a wedding, don't it?
Not to a peddler, it don't.
All right. If the egg beater don't work, I'll give you something just as good.
Just as good? It's got to be 1,000 million times better.
My, oh my. Oh, Chippity crickets, Miss Laurie. Look how high you growed up, huh? The last time I come through here, you was tiny like a shrimp with freckles. Now look at you. A great, big, beautiful lady.
Quit biting me, will you? If you ain't had no breakfast, go eat yourself a green apple.
Now, Aunt Ella, just
Hey,
listen.
your Aunt Ella. Don't you call me your Aunt Ella, you little wart.
All right. Don't nobody want to buy something, huh? How about you, Miss Laurie? Must be wanting something. Pretty young girl like you.
Me? Of course I want something. I want a buckle made out of shiny silver to fasten onto my shoes. I want a dress with lace. Want perfume. Want to be pretty. Want to smell like honeysuckle vine.
Give her a cake of soap.
I want things I heard of and never had before. Like a rubber tar buggy and a cut glass sugar bowl. I want things I can't tell you about. Not only things to look at and hold in your hands, but things to happen to you. Things so nice, if they ever did happen to you, your heart would quit a-beating. You'd fall down dead.
I got just the thing. The elixir of Egypt.
What's that?
Secret formula. Belonged to Pharaoh's daughter.
Smelling salts.
But a special kind of smelling salts. Read what it says on the label. Take a deep breath, and you see everything clear. That's what Pharaoh's daughter used to do when she had a hard problem to decide, like what prince to marry, or what dress to wear to a party, or whether she ought to cut off somebody's head. She'd take a whiff of this.
I'll take a bottle of that, Mr. Peddler.
Precious stuff.
How much?
2 bits.
Throwing away your money.
Now,
Helps you decide what to do.
don't none of you want me to show you some pretty doodads, huh? With the lace around the bottom and the ribbons running in and out?
You mean fancy draws?
Almeida, in Paris.
Well, I never wear that kind myself, but I sure do like to look at them.
Yeah, they's all right if you ain't going no place.
I can let you have them for 50 cents. 4 bits.
Do you want me to get that egg beater and ram it down your windpipe? Bring your trappings inside, and maybe I can find you something to eat and drink.
Well, ask him, why don't you?
Allie, Laurie and me's been having an argument.
Oh, what about, baby?
About what you meant when you said about driving with me to the end of the world.
Oh, well, I didn't mean really to the end of the world.
Then how far did you want to go?
About as far as, say, Claremore to the hotel.
What's at the hotel?
Oh, in front of the hotel is a veranda. Inside is a lobby. Upstairs might be paradise.
I thought they was just bedrooms.
For you and me, baby. Paradise.
You see, I knew I was right and Laurie was wrong. You do want to marry me, don't you?
Oh, 8080. What did you say?
I said you do want to marry me, don't you? What did you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Yoo-hoo, 8080! How's my honey bunch? How's the sweetest little 110 pounds of sugar in the territory?
Will, this is Allie Hackham.
How are you, Hack? I don't mind the way it talks, all right. I'm gonna marry her.
Marry her? On purpose?
Well, sure.
No such of a thing.
Oh, it's a wonderful thing to be married.
Allie?
I got a brother in Persia. He got 6 wives.
6 wives? All at once.
Sure. That's the way they do in them countries.
Oh, not all the time. I got another brother in Persia who only got 1 wife. He's a bachelor.
Look, Will.
Look, Will, nothing. Know what I got for first prize at the fair? $50.
Will, that was good. $50.
You catch on. Your pa promised I could marry you if I could get $50.
That's right, he did.
Know what I done with it? Spent it all on presents for you.
Well, if you spent it, then you ain't got the cash.
What I got's worth more than the cash. Fellow who sold me the stuff told me.
But, Will...
Oh, stop saying but Will. When do I get a little kiss? Oh, Ada, Annie, honey, you ain't been off my mind since I left. All the times at the fairgrounds even, when I was chasing steers, I'd rope one under the hooves and pull him up sharp, and he'd land on his little rump. Then I'd think of you.
Don't start talking purty, Will.
See a lot of beautiful gals in Kansas City. Didn't give one a look.
Well, how'd you see him if you didn't give him a look?
I mean, I didn't look alone at him. Like I look at you.
Oh, Will, please don't look like that. I can't bear it.
Won't stop looking like this till I get a little old kiss.
Oh, what's a little old kiss?
Nothing. Listen, it comes from you.
Oh, you do talk purty. No, I won't.
Supposing that I say that your lips are like cherries, or roses or berries, what you gonna do? Can't you feel my heart palpitating and a bumping, waiting for something nice from you? I gotta get a kiss, and it's gotta be quick, or I'll jump in a creek and die.
What's a girl to say when you talk that way?
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Say, Curly, better take the wagon down to the trough and give the team some water.
Right away, Neller.
Can I come too? Just love to watch the way you handle horses.
That's about all I can handle, I reckon.
Oh, I can't believe that, Curly. Not from what I heard about you.
Looks like Curly's took up with that Cummins girl. What I care about that?
Come on, boys. Let's get these hampers out under the trees where it's cool.
I thought Curly was stuck on you. I'd say he ain't stuck on her no more.
Why should a woman who is healthy and strong blubber like a baby if her man goes away, weeping and wailing how he's done her wrong? That's one thing you'll never hear me say. Never gonna think that the man I lose is the only man among men. I'll snap my fingers to show I don't care. I'll buy me a brand new dress to wear. I'll scrub my neck and I'll brush my hair and start all over again. Many a new face will please my eye. Many a new love will find me. Never have I once looked back to sigh over the romance
months behind me. Many a new day will dawn before I do. Many a light lad may kiss and fly. A kiss gone by is bygone. Never have I asked an August sky, where has last July gone? Never have I wandered through the rye, wondering where has some guy gone. Many a new day will dawn before I do.
Come on, girls. Many a new face will please my eye. Many a new love will find me. Never have I once looked back to sigh over the romance behind me. Many a new day will dawn before I do.
Never have I chased the honeybee who carelessly cajoled me. Somebody else just as sweet as he cheered me and consoled me. Never have I wept into my tea over the deal someone doled me.
Many a new day will dawn.
Many a red sun will set. Many a blue moon will shine before I do. waiting over the deal someone told me. Many a new day will dawn. Many a red sun will set. Many a blue moon will shine before I do.
Allie Hackham?
Hello, kiddo.
I'm sure sorry to see you so happy, because what I gotta say is gonna make you miserable. I gotta marry Will.
Oh, that is sad news for me. Well, he's a fine fellow.
Don't hide your feelings, Allie. I can't stand it. I'd rather you come right out and say your heart is busted in two.
Are you positive you got to marry Will?
Sure shooting.
And there's no chance to change your mind?
No chance.
All right, then. My heart is busted in two.
Oh, Allie, you do make up pretty things to say.
Thank you, Annie.
Hello, Par. What you been shooting?
Rabbits. Is that true what I hear about Will Parker getting $50?
That's right, Par, and he wants to hold you to your promise.
Too bad. Still in all, I can't go back on my word.
See, Allie?
I advise you to get that money off of him before he loses it all. You put it in your stocking or inside your corset where he can't get at it. Or can he?
But, Par, he ain't exactly kept it.
Huh?
He spent it all on presents.
You see? What'd I tell you? Well, now he can't have you. Look, I said it had to be $50 cash.
But, Mr. Cons, is that fair?
Who the hell are you?
This is Allie Hackham.
Well, shut your face. Or I'll fill you behind so full of buckshot you'll be walking around like a duck for the rest of your life.
Allie, if I don't have to marry Will, then maybe your heart don't have to be busted in two like you said.
I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Are you trying to make out my daughter to be a liar?
No, just making it clear what a liar I am if she's telling the truth.
What else you been saying to my daughter?
Oh, an awful lot.
When?
Last night in the moonlight.
Where?
Alongside a haystack.
Listen, Mr. Cons.
I'm listening. What else did you say?
He called me his Persian kitten.
Why'd you call her that?
I don't remember.
I do. He said I was like his Persian kitten because they was the cats with the soft, round tails.
That's enough! In this part of the country, that had better be a proposal of marriage.
That's what I thought.
Is that what you think?
Look, Mr. Cons.
I'm looking.
I'm no good.
Huh?
I'm a peddler. A peddler travels up and then down and then all around, and you never get to see your daughter no more.
That'd be all right. You take care of son. Take care of my little rosebud.
Oh, Par, that's pretty. Are you sure for certain you can bear to let me go, Par?
Are you sure, Mr. Cons?
Just try changing my mind.
Oh, Allie, how come ain't it wonderful part, making up our minds for us, and he won't change neither. Once he gives you his word, you can have me. Why, you got me.
I know I got you.
Mrs. Allie Hackham, the peddler's bride. Oh, wait till I tell the girls.
Trapped! Tricked! Hoodwinked! Ambushed!
Friend, what's on your mind? Why do you walk around and around with your hands folded behind and your chin straight in the ground?
20 minutes ago, I'm free, like a breeze, free like a bird in the woodland wild, free like a gypsy, free like a child. I'm unattached. 20 minutes ago, I can do what I please. Flick my cigar ashes on a rug. Dunk with a donut. Drink from a jug. I'm a happy man. I'm minding my own business, like I oughta. Ain't meaning any harm to anyone. I'm talking to a certain farmer's daughter. Then I'm looking in the muzzle of a gun.
It's getting so you can't have any fun. Every daughter has a father with a gun. It's a scandal, it's an outrage. How a gal gets a husband today.
If you make one mistake when the moon is bright, then they'll tie you to a contract so you make it every night.
It's a scandal, it's an outrage. When a family surrounds you and says, you gotta take her, make an honest woman out of Nell.
To make you make her honest, she will lie like hell.
It's a scandal, it's an outrage. On a manhood, it's a blot. Where is the leader who will save us and be the first man to be shot?
Me?
Yes, you!
Oh, no.
It's a scandal, it's an outrage. Just a wink and a kiss and you're through.
You're a mess, and in less than a year, by heck, there's a baby on your shoulder making bubbles on your neck.
It's a scandal, it's an outrage. Any farmer will tell you it's true.
A rooster in a chicken coop is better off than men. He ain't the special property, you're just one hen.
It's a scandal, it's an outrage. It's a problem we must solve. We gotta start a revolution.
All right, boys, revolt!
They're here, down, put me down. There's that one.
Busy.
You got gooseberry tarts, too? Wonder if they is as light as mine. Mine'd like to float away if you blew on them.
Oh, I did blow one of mine, and it broke into a million pieces.
Ain't she funny?
Hey, Gertie, better come inside and cool off.
You coming inside with me, Curly?
Not just yet.
Well, don't be too long. And don't forget, when the auction starts tonight, mine's the biggest hamper.
So that's the Cummins girl I heard so much talk of.
You've seen her before, ain't you?
Yeah, Yeah, but not since she got so old. Never did see anybody get so peaked looking in such a short time.
Yeah, and she says she's only 18. I bet you she's 19.
What you got in your hamper?
That's just some old meat pies and apple jelly. Nothing like what Gertie Cummins has in her basket.
Are you really gonna drive to the box social with that Judd fella?
Reckon so, why?
Oh, nothing. It's just everybody seems to expect me to take you.
Well, maybe it's just as well you ain't. We don't want people talking about us, do we?
Do you think people do talk about us?
Well, you know how they are. Like a swarm of mud wasps. Always got to be buzzing about something.
What are they saying? That you're stuck on me?
Most of the talk is that you're stuck on me.
I can't imagine how these ugly rumors start.
Me neither.
Why do they think up stories that link my name with yours?
Why do the neighbors gossip all day behind their doors?
I know a way to prove what they say is quite untrue. Here's the gist, a practical list of don'ts for you. Don't throw bouquets at me. Don't please my folks too much. Don't laugh at my jokes too much. People will say we're in love.
Laughs at your jokes.
Don't sigh and gaze at me. Your sighs are so like mine. Your eyes mustn't glow like mine. People will say we're in love. Don't start collecting things.
Like what?
Give me my rose and my glove. Sweetheart, they're suspecting things. People will say we're in love.
Some people claim that you are to blame as much as I. Why do you take the trouble to bake my favorite pie? Grant your wish, I carved our initials on that tree. Just keep a slice of all the advice you give so free. Don't praise my charm too much. Don't look so vain with me. Don't stand in the rain with me. People will say we're in love. Don't take my arm too much. Don't keep your hand in mine. Your hand feels so grand in mine. People will say we're in love. Don't dance all night with me till the stars fade from above. They'll see it's all right with me Don't you reckon you could tell Judd you'd rather go with me tonight?
Really? I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't. I think I'll go down there to the smokehouse where Judd's at, see what's so elegant about him makes girls want to go to parties with him.
Really?
What?
Don't sigh and gaze at me. Your sighs are so like mine. Your eyes mustn't.
Got your hamper packed?
And Ellen, yes, nearly.
Like a hanky.
What I want with an old hanky.
Ooh, you got a smudge on your cheek. Just under your eye.
Howdy.
What do you want?
Done got through with my business up at the house. Just thought I'd pay a call. You got a gun, I see.
Gooden. Colt 45.
What do you do with it?
Shoot things.
Now that there pink picture, that's a naked woman, isn't it?
Your eyes don't lie to you?
Plumb stark naked as a jaybird. Oh, nope. No, she ain't. Not quite. Got a couple thingamabobs tied onto her.
Shucks. That ain't a thing to what I got here. Look at that top one.
Whew, I'll go blind. Gotta give me ideas, that would.
It's a dinger, that is.
Yeah, that sure is a dinger. Hey, that's a good-looking rope you got there, Judd. Whew. That spins nice. You know, Will Parker sure can spin a rope. That's a good, strong hook you got there, Judd. You could hang yourself on that.
I could what?
Hang yourself. Well, it'd be as easy as falling off a log. Fact is, you could stand on a log or a chair, if you'd rather. Right about here, see? Then put this here around your neck. Tie that good up there first, of course. And all you'd have to do would be to fall off of the log or the chair, whichever you'd rather fall off of. 5 minutes or less, with good luck, why, you'd be dead as a doornail.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
And folks would come to your funeral and sing sad songs.
Yeah.
Well, they would. You never know how many people like you till you're dead. You'd probably be laid out in the parlor, be all diked out in your best suit, with your hair combed down slick and a high starched collar.
Would they be any flowers, do you think?
Sure would. And palms, too, all around your coffin. And then folks would stand around you, and men would bare their heads, and the women would sniffle softly. Some would probably faint, the ones that took a shine to you when you was alive.
What women ever took a shine to me?
Lots of women. Only they don't ever come right out and show you how they feel, lest you die first.
Guess that's so.
They sure would sang loud, though, when the singing started. sang like their hearts would break. Poor Judd is dead, poor Judd Fry is dead. All gather round his coffin now and cry. He had a heart of gold, and he wasn't very old. Oh, why did such a feller have to die? Poor Judd is dead, poor Judd Fry is dead. He's looking oh so peaceful and serene. And serene. He's all laid out to rest, with his hands across his chest. His fingernails have never been so clean. And then the preacher'd get up and he'd say, "Folks, we are gathered here to moan and groan over our brother Judd Fry, who hung himself up by a rope in the smokehouse." And then there'd be a weeping and a wailing from some of those women. And then he'd say Judd Fry was the most misunderstood man in the territory. People used to call him a dirty skunk and an ornery pig stealer. But the folks that really knowed him knowed that beneath them two dirty shirts he always wore, there beat a heart as big as all outdoors.
As big as all outdoors.
Judd Fry loved his fellow man.
He loved his fellow man.
He loved the birds of the forest and the beasts of the field. He loved the mice and the vermin in the barn. And he treated the rats like equals, which was right. He loved little children. He loved everything and everybody in the world, only he never let on, so nobody ever knowed it. Poor Judd is dead. Poor Judd Fry is dead. His friends will weep and wail for miles around.
Miles around.
The daisies in the dell will give out a different smell, because poor Judd is underneath the ground.
Poor Judd is dead. A candle lights his head. He's laying in a coffin made of wood. And folks are feeling sad, 'cause they used to treat him bad. And now they know their friend is gone for good.
Good.
Poor Judd is dead. A candle lights his head.
He's looking oh so pretty and so nice. He looks like he's asleep. It's a shame that he won't keep. But it's summer and we're running out of ice. Poor Judd. Poor Judd. Yes, sir. That's the way it'd be. Sure be an interesting funeral. Wouldn't like to miss it.
Wouldn't like to miss it, huh? Yeah, well, maybe you will. Maybe you go first.
Maybe. Let's see now, where'd you work at before you come here? Up by Qualpaw, wasn't it?
Yep. And before that, over by Tulsa. Lousy they was to me, both of them. Always making out they was better, treating me like dirt.
What'd you do? Get even?
Who said anything about getting even?
No one that I recollect. Just come into my head.
Well, if it ever come to getting even with anybody, I know how to do it.
That.
Now, there's a safer ways than that, if you use your brains. Remember that fire on the Bartlett farm over by Sweetwater?
I sure do. About 5 years ago, terrible accident. Burned up the father and the mother and the daughter.
Weren't no accident. Fella told me the hard hand was stuck on the Bartlett girl. And he found her in a hayloft with another fella.
And it was him that burned the place.
Took him weeks to get all the kerosene. Buying it at different times. Fella who told me made out it happened in Missouri, but I knowed it was the Bartlett farm. What a liar he was.
And a kind of a murderer, too, wasn't he? Let's get a little air in here.
You ain't told me yet what business you had here. Got no cattle to sell? No cow ponies. The oat crop's done spoke for.
You sure relieve my mind considerable.
There's only one thing on this farm you could want, and it better not be that.
Well, that's just what it is.
It better not be. Hey, you keep away from her, you hear?
Somebody ought to tell Lori just what kind of a man you are. For that matter, somebody ought to tell you once about yourself.
You better get out of here, Curly.
Fella wouldn't feel very safe in here with you if he didn't know you, Judd. But I know you. In this country, there's two things you can do if you're a man. Live out of doors is one, and live in a hole is the other. As long as you live in a hole, you're scared. Got to have protection. You can have muscles, ooh, like iron, still be as weak as an empty bladder. How'd you get to be the way you are anyway? Sitting here in this filthy hole and thinking the way you're thinking? Why don't you do something healthy once in a while instead of staying shut up in here a crawling and a festering? Well, you ought to feel better now. It's hard on the roof, though. I wished you'd let me show you something. There's a knothole right over there about as big as a dime. You see it? A winking? I just want to see if I can hit it. Bullet right through the knothole, slick as a whistle, without touching. I knowed I could do it. And you saw it, too, didn't you? Oh, somebody's coming, I expect.
Who fired off a gun? Was that you, Curly? Don't sit there, you lummy. Answer when you're spoke to.
I shot. Once.
What was you shooting at?
You see that knothole over there?
I see lots of knotholes.
Well, it was one of them.
Well, ain't you a pair of purty nothings? Picking away at knotholes and scaring everybody to death? Or to give you a good Dutch rub and iron some of the craziness out of you? It's all right. Nobody hurt. Just a pair of fools swapping noises.
Mind if I visit with you gents? It's good to get away from the women for a while. Now then, we're all by ourselves. I got a few purties. Private knickknacks for to show you. Special for the men folks.
I'll see you gentlemen later. I gotta go get a surrey I hired for tonight.
Art postcards.
Who you think you're taking in that surrey?
Hey, Neller. And Lori, if she'll come with me.
And she won't.
Maybe she will.
If she promised she'd go with me, and she better not change her mind. If she better not.
Now I want you to look at these, straight from Paris.
You don't want none of those things now. Tell you what I like if you got one. You ever hear one of them things you call the little wonder? It's a thing you hold up to your eyes to see pictures, only that ain't all there is to it. Not quite. See, it's got a little jigger onto it, and you touch it, and out springs a sharp blade.
On a spring, eh?
You say to a fella, look through this. And then, when it's looking, you snap out the blade. It's just above his chest, and then bang! Down you come.
Oh! That is a good joke to play on a friend. No, I don't carry anything like that. Too dangerous. What I want to show you is my new stock of postcards.
Yeah, I'm sick of them things. I'm gonna get me a real woman. I'm tired of all these pictures and women.
So, you want a real woman, huh? Say, you ever hear of a girl named Ado Annie?
I don't want her.
I don't want her either, but I got her.
Yeah, I don't want nothing from no peddler. I want real things. I want real. What am I doing shut up here? Like that fella said, crawling and festering. What am I doing in this lousy smokehouse? The floor creaks, the door squeaks. There's a field mouse nibbling on a broom, and I sit by myself like a cobweb on a shelf, by myself in a lonely But when there's a moon in my window and it slants down a beam across my bed, and the shadow of a tree starts a dancing on the wall, and a dream starts a dancing in my head, and all the things that I wish for turn out like I want them to be. And I'm better than that smart Alex cowhand who thinks she is better than me. And the girl that I want ain't afraid of my arms, and her own soft arms keep me warm. And her long yellow hair falls across my face just like the rain in a storm. The floor creaks, the door squeaks, and the mouse starts nibbling on the broom, and the sun flicks my eyes. It was all a pack of lies. I'm awake in a lonely I ain't gonna dream about her arms no more. I ain't gonna leave her alone. Going outside, get myself a bride, get me a woman to call my own.
And in your future, I see a dark, handsome man in.
Girls, could you go somewhere else and tell fortunes? I gotta be here by myself.
Look, she bought that old smelling salts the peddler tried to sell us.
It ain't smelling salts. It's gonna help make up my mind for me. Look at me take a good whiff now.
Oh, that's the camphor.
Please, girls, go away.
Hey, Laurie, is it true you're letting Judd take you tonight instead of Curly?
I'll tell you better when I think everything out clear. I'm beginning to see things clear already.
I can tell you what you want.
Out of your dreams and into his arms, you long to fly. You don't need Egyptian smelling salts to tell you why. Out of your dreams and into the hush of falling shadows, when the mist is low and stars are breaking through, then out of your dreams you'll go into a dream come true. Make up your mind, Laurie, Laurie dear. Make up your own story, Laurie dear. Oh, Pharaoh's daughter will tell you what to do. Ask your heart, whatever it tells you will be true. Out of my dreams and into your arms, I long to fly. I will come as evening comes to woo a waiting sky. Out of my dreams and into the hush of falling shadows, when the mist is low and stars are breaking through, then out of my dreams I'll go into a dream with you.
Time to start for the party?
Oh, the dramatic end there of the first half of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. This newly edited and reconstructed score, the original Broadway production, all that hard work done by that man, John Wilson, the conductor of the John Wilson Orchestra, creating that wonderful, lush sound that we have come to know and love so well. Well, it is all going on, isn't it? Come on, Curly and Laurie, sort it out. Part 2 is coming up shortly. But frustrating as the story is at this point, I mean, after all, we do just want Curly and Laurie to finally get together. We cannot moan because we are being treated to wonderful music. John Wilson's been working incredibly hard with the orchestra and the singers to recreate that original Broadway sound. But also wonderful dance as well. And the dream sequence that we've just seen is just one example of the way the choreography works hand in glove with Oklahoma's storyline. Well, I'm something of a fan of dancing, so I couldn't resist the opportunity to go behind the scenes, go to the rehearsals and find out more.
When you don't have the words to say, you sing. And when you don't have the song to sing, you dance.
It's the first musical, really, in the history of musical theatre where dance was used to tell the story.
There's a lot of dance music, and it has to be filled. I think that's the biggest challenge.
Words can't even come close to telling you what a treat it is to be in something like this.
Well, I want to say goodbye to you, too.
No, you don't. I just saw the last one.
In just 3 weeks, they're putting on this mammoth show, which is packed with complicated dancing and movement of all sorts. The original choreography was done by Agnes de Mille, and it was considered really revolutionary at the time because she used classical ballet steps in a musical to tell the story and push the characters forward.
5, 6, 7.
The whole point of doing Oklahoma at the Proms is to play every note of the original score by Richard Rodgers in the original orchestration by Robert Russell Bennett. And the choreographer has had to take on board these enormous dance routines. It's a 17-minute ballet at the end of Act 1. So he's got an enormous workload.
I've tried to keep the choreographic language quite formal and classical, but, you know, put my little spin on it.
I am loving working with Alistair. There are certain dance moves that I've never felt confident enough to try, but for some reason I'm doing them here, and it's exciting and it's fun. And to really use your body to communicate, that's when dancing is exciting. That's when dancing means something. It's not just arbitrary movement.
This is just great, watching them work it all out. They'll make it look so easy on the night, but it's really hard. So the fight choreographer is giving them the sort of the brutality of a real fight, the real moves for a fight, but they've then got to transform that into something more stylized because it is still part of the ballet.
Fighting on stage is always hard to make it feel real, because we're going to be playing the entirety of the score. We can't go, oh, this fight's going on a bit too long, can we make it a bit shorter? It has to be the length it is.
Can we go from dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee?
Certain ideas that the choreographer has have to work with the music has to work in a certain way. So of course there's lots of give and take in a proper collaboration.
seeing them dance and then being invited. Okay, Marcus, you're dancing in this bit, going, am I? Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Where? At the Albert Hall?
5, 6, 7.
Well, you know, you're very conscious, aren't you, if you come into my position, that you don't want to show anyone up. So my thing has been in rehearsals to make it look often like I don't really know what I'm doing. It's more fair, isn't it, on the younger cast members. I don't know, I've reached that age, I keep welling up when the oh, it's so beautiful. Oh. I hope the audience feels like that when they see it.
Don't worry, Marcus, we certainly do. Well, it's time to enjoy some more of that choreography now as we go back to the second half of Oklahoma. Will Laurie really go to the dance with Judd? And just how is Curly planning to win Laurie's heart once and for all? We need answers. And with so many unknowns, it is all getting just a bit unsettled in Oklahoma territory. Well, the atmosphere tonight so far has been absolutely buzzing for this Oklahoma prom here at the Royal Albert Hall. You can see it's completely packed, sold out months ago, apart from the prommers, of course, who queued up for hours today. Oklahoma, of course, always been such a favourite. Apparently it ran for, more than 2,200 performances in its initial Broadway engagement, which was a record at the time. Well, here he comes, John Wilson, to conduct the John Wilson Orchestra, led tonight by Michael Traynor, in part 2 of Oklahoma.
be friends. Oh, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. One man likes to push a plow, the other likes to chase a cow, but that's no reason why they can't be friends. Territory folks should stick together, territory folks should all be pals. Cowboys dance with the farmers' daughters, farmers dance with the ranchers' gals. Territory folks should stick together, territory folks should all be pals. Cowboys dance with the farmers' daughters, farmers dance with the ranchers' gals. I'd like to say a word for the farmer.
Well, say it.
He come out west and made a lot of changes.
He come out west and built a lot of fences.
And built them right across our cattle ranges.
Start scratching State Missouri with him.
Shut up! The farmer is a good and thrifty citizen.
He's thrifty, all right.
No matter what the cowman says or thinks, you seldom see him drinking in a barroom.
Unless somebody else is buying drinks.
No, that's nothing. No, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. Oh, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. The cowman ropes a cow with ease. The farmer steals a butter and cheese. But that's no reason why they can't be friends. Yeah.
Territory folks should stick together. Territory folks should all be pals. Cowboys dance with the farmers' daughters. Farmers dance with the ranchers' girls.
I'd like to say a word for the cowboy.
Oh, you would.
The road he treads is difficult and stony. He rides for days on end with just a pony for a friend.
I sure am feeling sorry for the pony.
The farmer should be sociable with the cowboy. If he rides by and asks for food and water, don't treat him like a louse. Make him welcome in your house.
Be sure that you look up your wife and daughter.
He wants an old farm woman anyway.
Noticed you married one so you could get a square meal.
You can't talk that away about our women folk. He can say what he wants.
Ain't nobody gonna slug out anything. This here's a party. Sing it, Andrew. Dum-de-lim-dum-dum.
The farmer and the cowman should be friends. Oh, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. One man likes to push a plow, the other likes to chase a cow, but that's no reason why they can't be friends.
And when this territory is a state and joins the union just like all the others, the farmer and the cowman and the merchant must all behave themselves and act like brothers.
I'd like to teach you all a little saying and learn the words by heart the way you should. I don't say I'm no better than anybody else, but I'll be damned if I ain't just as good.
I don't say I'm no better than anybody else, but I'll be damned if I ain't just as good. Territory folks should stick together. Territory folks should all be pals. Cowboys dance with the farmers' daughters. Farmers dance with the ranchers' gals.
awesome!
Yeah. I'm so hungry I could eat a gate post.
Who's gonna be the auctioneer? Aunt Ella.
Oh, let one of the men be the auctioneer.
Oh, no, Aunt Ella. You're the best. Ain't any old man auctioneer's as good as you.
That's right. Oh, all right then. Now you know the rules, gentlemen. You gotta bid blind. You ain't supposed to know what's in each girl's hamper. Now, we'll auction all the hampers around to the side of the house and work around back here. Follow me.
No, I haven't.
Hello, young fellow.
Oh, it's you.
I was just hoping to meet up with you. It seems like you and me ought to have a little talk.
We only have one thing to talk about. Well, Mr. Hakim, I hear you got yourself engaged to Ado Annie.
Well,
nothing. I don't know what to call you. You ain't pretty enough for a skunk. You ain't skinny enough for a snake. You're too little to be a man. You're too big to be a mouse. I reckon you're a rat.
That's logical.
Answer me one question. Do you really love her?
Well,
because if I thought you didn't, I would tie you up in this bag and drop you in the river. Are you serious about her?
Yes, I'm serious.
And do you worship the ground she walks on like I do? And this is one answer that better be yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ah, the hell you do.
Yes.
And would you spend every cent you had on her? That's what I did. See that bag? Full of presents. Cost me $50.
If you had that $50 cash,
I'd have Ado Annie and you'd lose her.
Yes. I'd lose her. Let's see what you got in here. Might want to buy something.
Now, what would you want with them?
I'm a peddler, ain't I? Huh? I buy and I sell. Maybe pay you real money. Maybe as much as, well, a lot. Say, what a beautiful looking hot water bag. It looks fresh. Must have cost plenty. I'll give you, $8.
$8? Oh, but that wouldn't be honest. I only paid $3.50.
All right. I said I'd give you $8, and I will. Say, that's a crackerjack.
Take your hands off of that. That was for our wedding night.
It don't fit you too good. I'll pay you $22.
But that's...
All right. $22.50 and not a cent more.
Those, that was for her to wear.
I didn't hardly think they was for you. Mighty dainty. I'll give you $15. Let's see now. 8 and 22 is 30, and 15 is 45, and 50 cents is $45.50.
$45.50? Say, that's almost... that... You want to buy some more?
Might.
You ever seen one of these?
What'd you buy that for? You got it in for somebody?
How do you mean? It's just funny pictures.
That all you think it is? It's more than that.
Buddy, where's Aunt Ella?
On the other side of the house, Lori.
Laurie, where'd you run to?
How much will you give me for this thing?
Either you two seen Laurie?
Just on the other side of the house. Auction's going on there.
Hey, Judd, I found one of them things you was looking for, the Little Wonder.
How much?
$3.50.
Sure. A lot of money. I got an idea it might be worth it.
Let's see. $3.50 from him. $45.50 from you. That makes $50, don't it?
Nope. $1 short.
Darn it, I must have figured wrong. How much for all the rest of the stuff in this bag?
$1.
Done. That makes $50, don't it? Know what that means? Means I'm gonna take Ado Annie back from you.
You wouldn't do a thing like that to me.
Oh, wouldn't I? And when I tell her pa who I got most of the money off of, maybe he'll change his mind about who's smart and who's dumb.
Say, young fella, you certainly buncoed me.
Now, here's the last 2 hampers. Whose they air, I ain't got no idea.
Oh, the little one's mine,
And the one next to it's Laurie's.
Well, that's the end of that secret. Now, what am I bid for Ado Annie's hamper?
2 bits. 4.
Who says 6? You, Slim? Ain't nobody hungry no more. What about you, peddler man? 6 bits?
No.
Come on.
6 bits.
6 bits ain't enough for a lunch like Ado Annie can make. Let's hear $1. How about you, Mike? You won her last year.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Ado Annie, you got that same sweet potato pie like last year?
You bet. Same old sweet potato pie. What do you say?
I say it give me a 3-day bellyache.
Oh, never mind about that. Who bids $1?
Bid. Mine's the last bid. I got her for 6 bits.
Bid $1.
90 cents.
90 cents. We're getting rich. Another desk for the schoolhouse. Do I hear more?
You hear $50?
Hey!
$50? Ain't nobody ever bid $50 for a lunch. Ain't nobody ever bid 10.
He ain't got $50.
Yes, I have. And if you're a man of honor, you gotta say Ado Annie belongs to me like you said she would.
Where's your money?
Right here in my hand.
That ain't yours. You just bet it, didn't you? You just give it to the schoolhouse. I say, the peddler still gets my daughter's hand.
Now, wait a minute. That ain't fair.
Going for $50. Going.
51! You crazy?
52. Wait a minute. Wait. If I don't bid anymore, I can keep my money, can't I?
Sure can.
And I still got $50. This is mine.
You feeble-minded shite poke.
Going for $51. And that means Ado Annie will get the prize, I guess.
And I get Ado Annie.
Yeah. And what do you get for your $51?
3-day bellyache.
Now, here's my niece's hamper. I took a peek inside a while ago, and I must say it looks mighty tasty. What do I hear, gents?
2 bits. 4 bits.
What do you say, Slim? 6?
I bid $1.
More like it. Do I hear 2?
$1.25.
$2.
$2.50.
$3. And 2 bits.
$3 and 4 bits. $4.
And 2 bits.
4.25. Ain't I gonna hear any more? I got a bid. 4.25 from Judd Fry. Are you gonna let him have it?
4.5.
4.5. Going for 4.5. Going.
$4.75.
$4.75. Come on, gentlemen. Schoolhouse ain't built yet. Got to get a nice chimbley.
$5.
Going for $5.
And
Going.
2 bits.
Too rich for my blood. Can't afford no more.
5.25. Ain't got nearly enough yet.
Here's the money.
Hold on, you. I ain't said go and gone yet.
Well, say it.
Going to Judd Fry for $5 and 2 bits. Going.
Who'd you say was getting Laurie?
Judd Fry.
And for how much?
5.25.
Well, I don't think that's quite enough. Do you?
It's more than you got.
Got a saddle here. Cost me $30.
Can't bid saddles. Gotta be cash.
$30 saddle must be worth something to somebody.
I'll give you 10. Now don't be a fool, boy. You can't earn a living without a saddle.
You got cash?
Right in my pocket.
Well, don't let's waste time. How high are you going?
Higher than you no matter what.
And Eller, I'm bidding all this here $10 Fred just give me.
$10, go!
$10 and 2 bids.
Curly?
Most of you boys know my horse, Dunn. She's a kind of nice horse. She's gentle, well broke.
Don't sell Dunn, Curly. It ain't worth it.
I'll give you 25 for her.
I'll sell Dunn to you. That makes my bid 35, Aunt Ella.
Curly, you're crazy. But it's all for the schoolhouse, ain't it? All for educating and learning. Going for 35.
Hold on, they finished bidding. Now, you just put up everything you got in the world, didn't you? Can't bid your clothes because they ain't worth nothing. Can't bid your gun because you need that. Oh, yes, sir. Need that bad. So, Aunt Ella, just as reckless as Curly McLean, I guess. Just as good at getting what I want. I'm going to bid all I got in the world. All I saved for 2 years doing farm work. All for Laurie. Here it is. $42.31.
Anybody want to buy a gun? You, Joe, bought it new last Thanksgiving, worth a lot.
Don't sell your gun, Curly.
I'll give you $18 for it.
Sold. Well, that makes my bid $53, Aunt Eller. Anybody going any higher?
Going. Say, what's the matter with you folk? Ain't nobody gonna cheer or nothing?
Thanks, Will.
Hey, you lost the bid, but the bidding was fair. Come on, cowman. Shake the farmer's hand.
Sure. I'll shake his hand. No hard feelings, Curly.
Now that's better.
Say, Curly, want to show you something? Excuse us, Laurie. You, ever see one of these things?
Just what is that?
It's something special. You just put this up to your eye, like this. See?
Curly, what are you doing?
Doing? Nothing much. You want to squeal at a man like that for scare the liver and lights out of a feller?
Well then, stop looking at those old French pictures and ask me for a dance. You brung me to the party, didn't ya?
All right, you silly old woman. I'll dance with you. Dance you all over the meadow, you won't?
Pick and banjo to pieces!
Well, Annie, I got the $50 cash now. You name the day.
August 15th.
Why August 15th?
That's the first day I was kissed.
Was it? I didn't remember that.
You wasn't there.
Now look at here. We gotta have a serious talk. Now that you're engaged to me, you gotta stop having fun.
Oh.
I mean, with other fellers. You'll have to be a little more standoffish. When fellas offer you a buggy ride,
I'll give an imitation of a crawfish and dig myself a hole where I can hide.
I heard her you were kicking up some capers while I was off in Kansas City, Mo. I heard some things you couldn't print in papers from fellers who were talking like they know.
But I only did the kinds of things I oughta, sorta. To you I was as faithful as can be. For me, the stories about the ways I lost my bloomers, rumors, a lot of tempest in a pot of tea.
The whole thing don't sound very good to me.
Well, you see,
I'll go and sow my last wild oats. I cut out all shenanigans. I save my money, don't gamble or drink at the back room down in Flanagan's. I'll give up lots of other things a gentleman never mentions. But before I give up any more, I want to know your intentions. With me, it's all or nothing. Is it all or nothing with you? It can't be in between. It can't be now and then. No half and half romance will do. I'm a one-woman man, home-loving type, all complete with slippers and pipe. Take me like I am or leave me be. If you can't give me all, give me nothing. And nothing's what you'll get from me.
Not even something.
Nothing's what you'll get from me.
It can't be in between. It can't be now and then.
No half and half romance will do.
Would you build me a house all painted white, cute and clean and pretty and bright?
Big enough for two, but not for three.
Supposing Auntie should have a third one.
He better look a lot like me.
The spitting image.
He better look a lot like me. Howdy, ladies. Hey, that's Persian. All right.
No, really not her.
Hey.
Hey! With you, it's all or nothing. All for you and nothing for me. But if a wife is wise, she's gotta realize that men like you are wild and free. So I ain't gonna fuss, ain't gonna frown. Have your fun, go out on the town. Stay out late and don't come home till 3. And go right off to sleep if you're sleepy. There's no use waiting up for me.
Oh, wait, oh, Annie.
No use waiting up for me.
Come on and kiss me.
I was stopping, thought you wanted to dance.
I want to talk to you. What made you slap that whip onto old lady, nearly make her run away? What was your hurry?
Afraid we'd be late for the party.
You didn't want to be with me by yourself. Not a minute more than you had to.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm with you by myself right now, ain't I?
Wouldn't have been if you could have got out of it. Mornings, you stay hid in your room all the time. Nights you sit in the front room, won't get out of Aunt Ella's sight. Last time I see you alone was winter, with the snow 6 inches deep in drifts when I was sick. You brought me that hot soup out to the smokehouse and gave it to me. And me in bed. You hadn't shaved in 2 days. You asked me if I had any fever. You put your hand on my head to see.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you? Bet you don't remember as much as me. See, I remember everything you ever done, every word you ever said. Can't think of nothing else. See? You see how it is? Not good enough for my... Oh, no, I'm a hard hand. Got dirt in my hands, pig slop. Ain't fitting to touch you. You're better. You're so much better. You always see who's better, Miss Laurie. Then you wish you weren't so free with your ears. You're such a fine lady.
Are you making threats to me? Are you standing there trying to tell me if I don't allow you to slobber over me like a hog, why you're going to do something about it? Oh, you're nothing but a mangy dog and somebody ought to shoot you. You think so much about being a hard hand? Well, let me just tell you something that'll rest your brain, Mr. Judd. You ain't a hard hand for me no more. You can just pack up your dust and scoot. Oh, and I got even better ideas than that. You ain't to come on the place again, you hear me? I'll send your stuff any place you say, but don't you so much as set foot inside the pasture gate, or I'll sick the dogs onto you!
Said you say? Brought it on yourself. Can't help it. Can't never rest. Told you the way it was. You wouldn't listen.
Who's that?
It's me, Laurie. Have you seen Ada Annie? She's gone again.
Will you do something for me? Go and find Curly and tell him I'm here. I gotta see Curly awful bad. I really want to see him.
Well, then why don't you turn around and look, you crazy woman?
Curly?
Well, you found yours. I gotta go hunt for mine.
Now, what on earth is ailing the Bella Claremore? By gum, if you ain't crying.
Don't mind me crying. I can't help it.
You cry your eyes out.
I don't know what to do.
Well, here. I'll show you. My goodness. It's about all a man can stand in public. Go away from me, you.
You don't like me, Curly?
Like you? My God. Get away from me, I tell you. Plumb away from me. Laurie, now look at here. You stand over there. Right where you are. And I'll, sit over here, and you tell me what you wanted with me.
Judd was here and he scared me. I never saw nobody like him. He talked wild and he threatened me, so I fired him. But I wish I hadn't. There ain't no telling what he'll do now.
Who fired him? Well, then that's all there is to it. Tomorrow, I'll get you a new hired hand. Stay on the place myself tonight if you're nervous about that hound dog. Now quit your worrying about it, or I'll spank you. And, hey, while I'm thinking of it, how about marrying me?
Gracious. What I want to marry you for?
Couldn't you maybe think of a reason why you might?
Can't think of nothing right now, hardly.
Laurie, please, ma'am, marry me. I don't know what I'm gonna do if you don't.
Curly, I'll marry you if you want me to.
I'll be the happiest man alive as soon as we're married. I got to learn to be a farmer, I can see that. Quit thinking about throwing a rope and getting my hands blistered a new way. Oh, things is changing, right and left. Oh, buy up mowing machines, cut down the prairies, shoe your horses, drag them plows under the sod. They're gonna make a state out of this here territory. They're gonna put it in the Union. Countries are changing. got to change with it. Bring up a pair of boys. New stock to keep up with the way things is going in this here crazy country. Now I got you to help me. I'll amount to something yet. Oh, I remember the first time I ever seen you. It was at the fair. You was riding that gray filly of Blue Stars, and I says to someone, who is that skinny little thing with the bang hanging down on her forehead?
I remember. You was riding broncs that day.
That's right.
And one of them throwed you.
It's... did not throw me.
Guess you jumped off then.
Yeah, sure. I jumped off.
Yeah, you sure did.
Hey! Hey! If there's anybody out around this yard that can hear my voice, I'd like for you to know that Lori Williams is my girl. And she went and got me to ask her to marry me.
I'll hear you all the way to Catoosie.
Let 'em. Let people say we're in love. Who cares what happens now?
Just keep your hand in mine. Your hand feels so grand in mine. Let people say
I'll say goodbye here, baby.
Where's...
Time for the lonely gypsy to go back to the open road.
Oh, I wished I was going with you, and then you wouldn't have to be so lonely.
Look, Ado Annie, there's a man I know loves you like nothing loved nobody.
Allie.
A man who will stick to you for the rest of your life, and that's the man for you, Will Parker.
Oh, well, yeah, I like Will a lot.
He's a fine fellow, strong like an ox, young and handsome.
Yeah, well, I love him all right, I guess.
Of course you do. And you love those deep brown eyes of his and the way his mouth wrinkles up when he smiles.
Do you love him too?
I love him because he will make my Ado Annie happy.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, my baby. I'll show you how we say goodbye in Persia. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
That was goodbye?
In Persia, we have an old song. It says, one goodbye is never enough.
Hello, Will. Allie was just saying goodbye.
Ah, Will, I want to say goodbye to you, too.
No, you don't. I just saw the last one.
Ah, you're made for each other. You be good to her, Will. And you be good to him, too. You don't mind, I'm a friend of the family now.
Did you say you was going?
Yes, I must. Back to the open road. The lonely gypsy. Goodbye, my baby. Friend of the family. Oh, I'll show you how we say goodbye in my country.
Persian goodbye.
Mwah. Mwah. No. Lucky fella. I wish it was me she was marrying instead of you.
It don't seem to make an awful lot of difference.
Back to the open road. Goodbye, my baby.
One goodbye.
It's never enough.
You ain't gonna think of that old peddler anymore, are you?
Course not. Never think of no one less'n he's with me.
And I'm never leaving your side.
Even if you don't. Even if you never go away again on a trip nor nothing. Wouldn't you once in a while give me one of those Persian goodbyes?
Persian goodbye? Well, that ain't nothing like an Oklahoma hello.
Oh! Wait! Oh! Hello, Will!
Let's have 3 cheers for the happy couple. Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip. Hooray!
Say, Curly, was you scared when the preacher said that about, do you take this here woman?
I was scared. He wasn't gonna say it.
They couldn't pick a better time to start in life.
It ain't too early and it ain't too late.
Starting as a farmer with a brand new wife.
Soon be living in a brand new state.
Brand new state, gonna treat you great.
Gonna give you barley, carrots, and potatoes.
Pasture for the cattle,
spinach and tomatoes.
Flowers on the prairie where the June bugs zoom.
Plenty of air and plenty of room.
Plenty of room to swing a rope.
Plenty of heart and plenty of hope.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma, every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, I-O-E-A, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay.
Oklahoma, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Every night, my honey lamb and I, every night we sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. We die, we die, we die, we die, we die, we die. And when we say, we're always saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, you're okay. Oklahoma, all the air. We're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Going in a minute.
You hurry and pack your own duds. They're laying all over my room.
Hey, Will, will you hitch your team to the Surrey for me?
Sure will. Have it up in a jiffy.
You can do this now. Hey, he's going upstairs. Yeah. Come on.
What you gonna do, Pa? Give Laurie and Curly a shivery?
Oh.
I wished you wouldn't.
It's a good old-fashioned custom. Well, I'd never heard anybody, huh? Now, you women just keep out of the way. Vamoose! Come on, boys.
Thought you was in Bushy Head.
Just come from there.
Too bad. You missed Laurie's wedding.
Been having one of my own.
Lance! Who'd you marry? Where is he?
Is that him?
Oh my.
That's him.
Allie Hackham?
Did you see my ring, girls?
How long have you been married?
4 days. 4 days with a laugh like that should count as a golden wedding.
Well, if you married her, you must have wanted to.
Sure, I wanted to. I wanted to when I saw the moonlight shining on the barrel of her father's shotgun. I thought it'd be better to be alive. Now I ain't so sure.
Allie ain't gonna travel around the country no more. I decided he ought to settle down in Bushy Head and run Papa's store.
Well, did you hear the news? Gertie married the peddler.
Mighty glad to hear that, peddler man. I think I ought to kiss the bride. Friend of the family, remember? Hey, Gertie! Have you ever heard of an Oklahoma hello?
Hey! Where'd you think you're going?
I gotta stop Ada Annie from killing your wife.
You mind your own business.
Hey, Andrew. Why ain't you been back at the bar and getting drunk with us? Ain't never seen you stay so sober at a wedding party.
I've been scared all night. Scared that Judge Fry'd come back and start for Curly.
Why, Judge Fry's been out of territory for 3 weeks.
Ah, he's back. I see him at Claremore last night. He was drunk as the Lord.
Come on down, peaceable, Laurie Sugar.
And you too, you curly-headed cowboy.
With a dimple on your chin.
What are you doing out here making all that racket, you bunch of pig stealers?
Let's get it, boys.
Here's a girl baby for you.
And here's a baby boy.
Yeah, and here's twins.
Wedding party still going on? Woo! Glad it ain't too late. Got a present for the groom. But, first I want to kiss the bride.
Laurie, come over here.
And here's my present for you.
Laurie, get back here.
Huh?
Judge, you don't,
come on,
you don't want to do this.
Come on. No.
Watch out. Look out. Let go. Let him go. John. Look at him. He fell on his own knife.
Roll him over, somebody.
Don't touch him.
What's the matter?
He's breathing, ain't he?
I feel his heart. What do we do? Ain't he all right? He's just stunned, isn't he?
Get away, some of you. Let me look at him.
Curly, is he?
Don't say anything.
Can't be that way.
I didn't go to...
Can't be like that to happen to us.
Can't do a thing now. Try to get him to a doctor, but I don't know.
Here. Some of you drive him over my rig. I'll drive him over to Doc Tyler's.
Quick! Handle him easy!
Don't shake him. Hold on to him careful there.
I'm afraid it's too late.
I got to go see if there's anything can be done for him. Will you take care of her, Aunt Eller?
I don't see why this had to happen when everything was so fine.
Don't let your mind run on it.
I can't forget it, I tell you, never will.
That's all right, Lori, baby. If you can't forget it, just don't try to, honey. Oh, lots of things happen to folk. Sickness, or being poor and hungry even. Being old and afeard to die. It's the way it is, cradle to grave. And you can stand it. There's one way. You gotta be hardy. You've gotta be. You can't deserve the sweet and tender in life less than you're tough.
I wished I was the way you were.
Oh, fiddlesticks, scrawny and old. Couldn't hire me to be the way I am.
What'd I do without you? You're such a crazy.
Sure as you're born.
They've taken Judd over to Dave Tyler's until the morning.
Is he alive?
Lori, honey, Cord Elam here, he's a federal marshal, you know, and he thinks I ought to give myself up. Tonight, he thinks.
Tonight? Why, your train leaves Claremore in 20 minutes.
Best thing is for Curly to go of his own accord and tell the judge.
Why, you're the judge, ain't you, Andrew?
Yeah, but I...
Well, then tell him now and get it over with.
Wouldn't be proper. You have to do it in court.
Oh, fiddlesticks. Let's do it here and say we did it in court.
We can't do that. That's breaking the law.
Well, let's not break the law. Let's just bend it a little. Come on, Andrew, and start the trial. We ain't got but a few minutes.
Andrew, I got to protest.
Well, shut your trap. I mean, we can give the boy a fair trial without locking him up on his wedding night. Now, here's the long and the short of it. First, I gotta ask you, what's your plea? That means, why did you do it?
He was always pestering Lori, and I always said if he ever...
Look, just a minute, just a minute. Don't let your tongue wobble around your mouth like that. Now, just listen to my question. What happened tonight that made you kill him?
He come at me with a knife,
and you had to defend yourself, didn't you?
Yes, and furthermore...
Never mind the furthermores. The plea is self-defense.
Yeah, that's right.
Quiet! Now, is there a witness who saw this happen?
I seen it.
Sure did.
Self-defense, all right.
I feel funny about this, Andrew. I sure feel funny.
You feel funny when I tell your wife you're carrying on with another woman.
I ain't carrying on with no one.
Maybe not, but you sure feel funny when I tell your wife you're...
Laugh all you like, but as a federal marshal...
Oh, shut up about being marshal. We ain't going to let you send a boy to jail on his wedding night. We just ain't going to let you. So shut up!
Yeah!
Come on, fellas. Let's pull him to the train in Curly, Surrey.
Wait a minute! I ain't told you my verdict yet.
Well, the verdict is not guilty, ain't it?
Well, of course.
Well, then say it!
Not
guilty!
All right. Court adjourned.
Why? Ada Annie, where on earth have you been?
Will and me had a misunderstanding, but he explained it fine.
Oh! Oh!
Hey. I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way.
Hey there, brother, go running!
Beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way.
Oh, what a fantastic performance. Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and that wonderful ensemble taking their bow now. Such energy, such vivacity they brought to the stage. How they do it all, I really don't know. That's Andrew Carnes taking his bow. He was playing Clive Carter, Ada Annie's long-suffering father. Oh, fabulously creepy performance by David Seaton Young of Judd Fry. Oh, big cheer for Marcus Brigstock, played Ali Hakim. Will Parker, played by Robbie Fairchild, he of the Flying Feet. Ada Annie, played by Lizzie Connolly, the girl who can't say no. That's Belinda Lang, who played Aunt Ella. Once again, our leading lady and leading man, Scarlett Strallen and Nathaniel Hackman. Final bout from the cast and a huge cheer for John Wilson. Another triumph for the John Wilson Orchestra at the Proms. Listen to that crowd. Leader Michael Traynor there. The whole ensemble, orchestra, conductor, lapping it up here in the Royal Albert Hall. And that is it from us here this evening. I do hope you enjoyed the performance of Oklahoma just as much as we did here. What a lovely night it's been. Do join me tomorrow at 7:10 on BBC Two for Proms Extra. I'll be talking about Oklahoma, as you can well imagine. With my guests, we've got singer and actor Julian Ovenden, harpist Catherine Finch, and composer Mark Anthony Turnage. But until then, for now, from me and from all the team here, good night.